Hopefully this works better. I restarted my network. I'm hoping this will work. All right, let's review the plan. Let's go back to review the plan. All right, so the stand React context pattern. This avoids heavy prop drilling, and the global state issue. Here's what makes it ideal. Create a store factory function instead of a global store. When it mounts, use React context to provide the stored child components. Why? Yes. Context handles description, minimal refactoring, only change imports, not component logic. Putting a file, store factory, context provider, custom hook. Components import hook from new location, same usage. Yes, that's fine. Implementation of this. I'm gonna see because I want to see what it does. That's just it. I want to see what this does. Let's see what it does. In the meantime, play this game. Sorry. All right. I'm trying to beat my best records on here. It was 89,000. Trying to see if I can beat my record on the.
You lost your chance to walk away. We gotta stop him!
Oh, I'm already up to the best start. Restart.
Who's first?
Oh, you hit me. So the trick is you can't get hit, and I have to be able to get a flawless, and the combo has to be like non-stop. And I also have to destroy these. Oh, I messed up. The number on the top left hand reset, and that means I messed up. But start over.
You'll wish you stayed home.
I have to start over. I have to keep a continuous combo going.
You're all going down.
Heavyweight, on him! Can I change your mind? Help!
I don't know if I got enough points on this first round. 'Cause remember, I have to beat 80 something thousand points. So I have the flawless free flow bonus and the perfect. Those are the two things that I must have at every single round. Oh, I already messed up. You can't get hit. My challenge is I cannot get hit, and I have to at every point I have to make sure that I get the
Time for a
flawless and
workout.
the free flow if I want to get over 80,000 points.
Time's up!
Oh, did you see that? Like the last batarang there at the end. And I almost got 6,000, so we're good.
With the cake! What's this guy's story? Merry Christmas to...
I messed up. I messed up because the combo, I broke it. Because I saw that guy was gonna throw the box at me. And I was trying to press
Time for
Y
practice.
to kind of catch it, and that was not a good idea.
Don't give him no respect! The hell with you! I'm liking these odds.
Did I get close to 6,000? Nope.
He don't want to mess
Messed
with
up.
us!
We'll see if I can still make it work. Nope. Nope. No, 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 no. Try it again. Ah.
Run, or I will hurt you.
I'm gonna make you bang!
I messed up. If you like
Time for a
challenges,
workout.
you'll like coding. I like challenges, and that's why I like to play games at the hardest level, and then I make it extra challenging by adding like additional things I have to do.
Best shot. Kick his ass so we
And
can
that
get
just
out
makes
of
it more
here.
fun. I don't want to be boring. All right. It's, the AI is still doing its thing, so we have a few more minutes.
Don't let him get you. Real? All right.
I guess it's okay. Up to a semi-okay start.
Gang up on it. Think you can keep up with me? Am I gonna die?
I wanted to play a little bit with that guy. Okay, so it looks like AI is done. So let's go back to the code. All right. So in the code, zero breaking changes. Isolate the state. All right, let's go see what it did. So a lot of changes, but more importantly, I want to know what it did with the Webpart store. Close this. All right, so the Webpart store, custom hook to access the instance of specific substance store must be used within the Webpart store. Provider component supports 2 usage patterns. Selector Webpart store state, some property. Throws error if used outside of Webpart store provider store state and actions with full type safety. Okay, so it looks like we have a export Webpart store with a generic. So these right here are called generics. Think of it like as if you when you go to the store and you buy Tylenol, you can have a generic version of Tylenol, right? Like, you know, company A makes Tylenol but in their own name. That's what generics are. So we're saying like this variable, that T, is a type that can dynamically change whenever you're using a different data type. Okay, so that's one of the things that changed. The other thing that changed was create Webpart store. So the Webpart store, really the Webpart store looks almost identical, except the only difference is it now has a Webpart store that is returned. So this is basically what creates the custom Webpart store per Webpart. Okay. So think of it like this. So this is the object. So these are our actions. These are our state for the Webpart. And so those are of type Webpart stores. So that Webpart store is used in the create function. So the create uses a use bound store API web store. What is store API? Oh, apparently that's an interface from Zustan. All right, let's test it out. Let's see if it actually works. Ah, it does work. Cool. Now, if we go to topics, all right, and here we had development, and on this one we had general. You can see the two web parts side by side, and the state is completely separate. That is a really cool feature. You learn something new every day. So now I guess Zustan is something that we can still use. And let's add all the questions from this one, add all the questions from this one. And in the preview, let's do accordion here and list here. Actually do list here because it has less questions, and accordion here. Okay. And then we're going to save this configuration. Save this configuration. So that way the configurations are saved. And now when we republish, this still needs to be fixed. So you can see the accordion here. Perfect. And then you can see the list here. And then if I wanted to change, anything within them, the only thing that needs to be fixed is the state is not persisting. The state is not persisting when we dispose of it. So that's something that needs to be fixed, because ideally we want to be able to load the state accordingly whenever, because right now when I click on republish, this one's broken and this one's saying no topics are available, because it's I think what's happening is that the dispose function is breaking stuff on the main component. What I mean by that is, if we go back to the code, there is this FAQ Webpart SPFx. Actually it's called FAQ. This one right here. I think what's happening is there's an on dispose, this one right here. When this gets unmounted, there's nothing that reconciles the global state with the web part's local state. We need to merge those two, because they're not currently being merged. And for that, we need to basically take what's happening in anyway. So in order for me to merge those two pieces of data together, so that whenever I click on this edit, this should be showing in the topics, they shouldn't be empty. You notice that the topics here are all unavailable, and so it's not reconciling the two when I go to edit, and it should be, because when I go to edit here, development should be here and general should be. This is the way it should show up, but it's not showing that way. So the issue with that is that when it loads, if I go to FAQ web part, we have this config object that takes this configuration. So this config object is it needs to be used in It needs to be set up so that it can load the local state from the Webpart store. And in order to do that, excuse me, we need to take this parameter configuration, because this is getting passed as a config object. The layout selector, reorder topics. Excuse me. Reorder topics FAQ with question. No. I think I need the. Is a web part stored in here? Yeah. Set layout. In the web part store, there's a command. It's called set configuration object. Let's go look at the web part store. So sorry, jeez. Oh boy. So load from config. I might have to go get water. So load from config. I think I have to do this here. Load from config. And then what does load from config require? Config JSON, all topics and all questions. What is this? That layout, reorder topics. What is this? Topic ID. What happens when default layout loads? Default layout takes configuration and it passes us to FAQ main. But here is where the problem is. The stepper renders the component. And I think this is where we need to do the setup for. We have our FAQ topics and FAQ items. So from our web part store, I think we have it here too. Set configuration. Set configuration is coming from where? Set configuration is coming from default layout. No, default layout is here. Oh, I see it now. Okay. That configuration is the call from the top level component. What I mean by top level component is this component. This set configuration method, which is this one right here, is what's getting passed to default layout, and then default layout is passing it to FAQ web part. However, what we need is in the default layout, because we have this and this, we need to set the configuration from the config object in this component, because we're passing configuration to it. So to do that, we can just use the web part store. But a question is it good to pass it from here? What I mean by that is we could technically use load from config here, and load from config is this. And so load from config, it would be needed here. Config. and then FAQ item. And this load from config would have to be passed here. Load from config. And then here, oh, we have to first bring load from config. Load from config. Up because on the VM file. And wait, so this load from config should only occur. Let's try by using a use effect. Is there a use effect already in here? There is not. Use effect. And in this use effect, we're going to put no dependent. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's do configuration as the dependency. Configuration. And then now we can put this in here. We can save this as well. And now, nope, it's not working. Oh, crap. Oh well, we give it a good college try. This is supposed to be loading in here. Why is it not setting that up? Is it because here in default layout, I need to change it to where it has FAQ topics, items, and FAQ topics? Maybe try that. Oh, that worked. Nice. Sweet. That is really cool. That is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Now I can just go here, and this one can have make this one an image, make this one a list. Actually, make this one the list and make this one. And now when we republish, this is working, but this one is not. Something went wrong. What is this error coming from? From the fallback. But if I refresh it, it should be working. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that as a bug we can fix tomorrow. But so far so good. Getting there. I like this. Looking awesome. All right, well, before I go, let's no, I think that's gonna be it for me tonight. I was gonna do something else, but I am just too tired. We've done some progress today. AI helped out a lot with this, so that's good. We were able to successfully make that change. I'll probably have to make a video on instructions on how to do that. And along the way learn myself, because I knew that you could create individual stores, but usually I create individual stores when I have a very complex application and I have different parts of the application where I want to separate. But never in my mind did it occur to me to use that same methodology if I'm going to be using the same web part more than once on the same page. So something to definitely think about as you learn this kind of stuff. I'm growing, I'm learning, and I hope that it's helping you as well. If you're on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. Twitch, Kick, please follow me. I promise that everything that I do, I try to share as much as possible. And basically the concept is get better at coding and play a game or two while AI is doing this thing helping us. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll catch you on the next one.